Hi guys, this is KP and guys, it's life after lockup time. The show is so good, can't get enough. So we are doing season 3 episode 23 X conversation. So we start out with Amber, okay, and like Puppy's getting out. So Amber's been waiting 10 months for Puppy to get out. And we see that Amber's like getting ready and she's all excited. And I just want to say, that girl took a good shower, if you know what I mean. So she's ready to get her puppy on. So she made sure she was clean. So anyways, she goes to pick up Puppy. And of course, it's like a little dramatic, just like they do all the time, when the inmates get released. So she's waiting and she's nervous. And I just want to say that, like, I'm kind of taking back what I said about Amber, about not being a fan of Amber, because now I'm actually becoming more of a fan of Amber, and I figured out what it was. So last season, she was like, I don't know, to me she was weird. I couldn't figure her out. Now I get it. She came out of the closet. She lost her weight from getting all them carbs in jail. So she's feeling herself, and like her job is giving her confidence. So I'm feeling Amber a little bit more, and I just want her to be happy, So she's waiting, and they call her and say she needs to pick Puppy up at the courthouse. And what I like is, like, they always do this dramatic, like, hang-up sound. And, like, you and I know there is no dramatic hang-up sound anymore. They just do that just to make it seem like, oh, no. So she goes to pick up Puppy. And you have to think about this, too, guys. Every time someone's getting out of jail, like, that scene is not authentic. Well, it can be authentic, but what, like, my opinion is, just it's possible that they were like miking her up. You know what I mean? Like, she was at the courthouse, the production was there. She probably already signed her contracts before, but they were like miking her up and like prepping her for everything. Okay, so it could have even been like Amber, like honestly being like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" and the production being like, "Oh no, what's gonna happen?" But really, the other production team is on the other side in the courthouse, like getting her ready. So Amber gets to the courthouse, and I'm telling you, honestly, I wanted to cry. Like, they were so sweet. Like, I'm kind of feeling that, and like, they haven't seen each other in 10 months, and, exactly like Amber was saying, a lot of people, like, aren't together, like, after jail. Like, it's just something that y'all talk about, and, like, these girls have been making plans for a very long time. So I was so happy to see them reunited. And like I said, I almost got like little tears because that was like super sweet. So they are gonna, of course, what you always do when you get out of jail, Google is something to eat. But yeah, so I think that so they go out to eat, right? And I'm thinking this is kind of funny. They order salads. These lesbians sitting around ordering some salads. Like, you just got out of jail and you order a salad. But anyways, if that's what you was craving, if that's what you didn't have, you know what I mean, whenever you were there. And I realized that after, it was kind of obvious before, but I was kind of waiting to see how she was with when she got out, like how Puppy looked, okay? Because Puppy, I don't know where she's from. So it's either like she got them eyebrows tattooed in the 90s, or she's a straight up chola and she likes that little style. Well, that's cool. I'm not hating, but I'm just saying them eyebrows, like, if you would have got them eyebrows done anytime in the 2000s, they would have told you no. But, anyways, helped her out while she was in jail. And she's actually, like, really pretty. And, like, they look like a nice, like, little sweet couple. So I'm digging it. I'm on their team. So after that, we're going to Destiny and Sean. And, like, this situation to me is, like, annoying as fuck. Because I'm like, they're making this whole dramatic thing that, like, Destiny left and I don't know where she is. I don't love her. I love her. They know exactly what's going on. They know that she has to go to her court date. you know, and I just think that Destiny is just like in her head and she's all nervous, you know what I mean, about what's going on, and that's totally like fine, and understandable. But like she is, she's all like just playing the fuck out of this motherfucker. But anyways, we all know that. So she is, you know, he's doing this whole like, I don't know where she is. I don't know. Well, you know, you have her car. She has your car and your card, okay? So, you know, a lot of this is just totally just up for the show, you know. Obviously, homegirl didn't go all the way to California without using your card for gas and stuff like that. So, you know, and I think she was being dramatic with taking all of her stuff. And I look at it this way, and I'll never defend Destiny, but like, she probably like thinks she's going to jail. So if she takes her stuff and then it's with her mama, she can leave it with her mama or her sister or, you know, the family she has over there, then she doesn't really have to deal with Sean. Like, I feel like Destiny was like, all right, well, this is the last time I want to see Sean, and you know what I mean? Let me just peace out early. Destiny's like, I can't take this anymore. Okay, because Sean, like, I finally figured out what he looks like. Sean looks like Butthead, all right? Straight up, from Beavis and Butthead in the 90s, dude. Sean could be Butthead every Halloween if he wanted and win any Halloween costume. But, anyways, I just really got that image. And if in this episode, like, we actually get a closer image of what Sean looks like. Because, you know, whenever they do the confessionals and stuff, there is like makeup and just certain amount of lighting and stuff like that. So when you get closer to Sean, him talking about trying to tell people he's 36 years old, you got me fucked up. Who the fuck would believe that? You know what I mean? I'm not, yeah. So he definitely like looks his age. He definitely looks like he's heading towards that 50 train. So anyways, I think what I thought was funny though was like in the episode, she is talking to him and it's nighttime, right? She's talking to him and she's standing there with a charger. So that means you was busy talking to other people all day, you know, you was doing whatever you was doing. And then at the end of the night, you're like, oh shit, I need money. So you standing there with a charger in the kitchen, you know what I mean? I mean, that was ridiculous. So, and also, you know, like they pick, if you look at this scene where she calls him, he's in bed. Like, obviously the production has already said, like, she's going to call you, you know what I mean? And if you look at the angles, there was more than one camera person in that room. There was at least 2, maybe 3. I mean, he's laying in bed, mic'd up. I mean, come on. So, that was just totally, scripted out. And like I said, Sean knew she was going there for her court date. Like, Sean probably couldn't get any more time from work off because he already went with her the first trip, you know what I mean, to be there. And anyways, I thought that was funny. So but like I said, Destiny talking about, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know what I want, I just need time. No, bitch, you trying to get some other, you know what, you trying to party it out. You trying to do your last blast because you know you going away, okay? Because, I mean, think about it, too. She's all, like, texting with somebody else while she's in California. Like, that shit is all planned. Ain't nobody stupid, girl. You trying to get your freak on with other people before you leave. And also, I think you're trying to party because you know Sean gonna be on that ass. You know Sean is not gonna let you do what you want to do. And so, you know, if you do this whole, like, runaway thing, you know, you can have some little freaky time in California before you have to go to court. Nobody's stupid. I mean, I'm not hating, girl, but it's best to just be straight about this shit instead of just acting like, I need time. You know, ain't nobody buying you, girl. And so I think about, like, it was so classic about their relationship, how he's all like, I love you. Do you love me? And she's talking about, I care about you. She knows what she's doing. She knows she's, like, that's the game that they play. You know what I mean? Where she acts like she doesn't love him and stuff. And so that whole, like, I care about you was just so obvious. It was such a grab at him, but she enjoys hurting him, so like I'm not surprised about that. Um, and of course, like I said, oh, I care about you, but I need some money, and I think that means that maybe that little debit card is low, or you know what I mean, something like Destiny's not stupid. If he gave her a credit card, she knows how much was on it, and she knows how much she spent. So, like, obviously, she's low on them little funds. She's trying to get some money with him so she can get her freak on in California with somebody else. Ain't nobody fall for that girl. So now in the episode, we're going to Andrea. Andrea. So we're the kids. She's taking the kids to the pool, and she's gonna take a pool to a house that she's trying to sell. I'm trying to understand something. It's just like a random thing that doesn't really matter much. But so it always says that she's a real estate assistant. But then whenever you hear her talk, she talks about like she sells houses. But it says real estate assistant. But I mean, I don't know. And you have to think about it. She went from Utah to California. So like maybe she did get her real estate license, in California in this time. But I just really think, I don't know about that. So she takes the kids to the pool, and when they're in the car, they're like, "We're gonna get in trouble," and like Andrea's trying to act like, oh, she's doing something risky. She already knew what she was doing. She knew that was okay, and like obviously you're bringing a production team, like, you know what I mean. That was just to make people be like, "Oh wow," on that. So they got the little kids in the pool. Andrea was not feeling the pool. I don't know. She didn't want to get her hair wet. I mean, her hair's real cute. So, I mean, I get it. But, anyways, that was just fronting. Here's a question I randomly have. Because I'm not too familiar with, like, how reality TV stuff works. But, like, how them kids got the mic in the pool? But, anyways, that's just a side thing. And I'm like, how does that, Anyways, because you can hear them. You know that they're mic'd up whenever they're swimming or whatever. So... Now we're at the point that pisses me off every time I see this. Putting that kid in the middle of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Putting that kid in the middle. I mean, every time I see this little girl and every time she talks about the situation, dude, it just kills me. But anyways, so she talking about, but I'm talking about she busted it out. Like, I don't think that was an accident. Like I said, that shit was staged. Oh, can we bring Chantel? That was whatever. So what I think is funny is that, so Andrea's like, oh, you guys got to get an Uber and we got to go. I mean, they could have hung out in the pool a little longer. I don't know. We just know what we saw from the show. I think that was rude. Like, let them kids play a little bit. Like, you pissed or whatever, but really you need to, like, chill out. That's part of your fucking problem. That's part of why your son doesn't even want to leave you. You know what I mean? So she's talking about calling Uber and I'm going there. How are you? Okay, you always talk about Utah and, you don't like to be in the city and LA is so dangerous and blah, 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 ghetto and all this stuff. But you telling your kids to take an Uber. I mean, I'm saying she is two-faced as fuck. Can't figure that bitch out. But anyways, she's talking about... She wants to go, they're going to take an Uber, right? So what I know is them kids was not in no damn hurry to go home. They probably told the Uber driver, oh, let's make a few blocks. We need to make a stop, like whatever. Like there would be nothing about them kids trying to get home as soon as they can because they know that when they get home, there's going to be some fucking rumble in the jungle from Miss Andrea too with them. You already know. Their asses is already in fucking trouble too. So ain't nobody win with that. And here's a side note, right? Andrea's talking about, oh, I'm gonna go see, what's his face? Lamar. I'm gonna go see Lamar and he's at Uncle So-and-so's house. Okay, so put this together. She's mad about this whole stepdaughter. No, like it would be her stepdaughter because they're married, right? She's upset about her stepdaughter situation, but she's telling her kids, the older ones that are not Lamar's kids, Uncle So-and-so. So what the fuck is your really view on family? You know what I mean? Like, let's keep this shit real. There's something about this story we don't know, but whatever. But talking about we go to Uncle So-and-so's house, but you won't accept his daughter. Anyways, get the fuck out of here, Andrea, with your shit. So, like I said, them kids was like, we is not trying to go home. You know, everybody was gonna get it. And Andrea, like, in her confessional, she had to speak up about her anger issues. She had to. Tennyson put her to a wall. She was not prepared. She thinks she, like, has this reality show all planned out. She does not, because she knew she had to talk about, you know, them fighting. And so that was something that she was, like, trying to, like, you know, like, kind of put out there because she can't avoid the situation. And I like, too, at the end when she was leaving from the pool, she was all like, Lamar can kiss my ass. Where is that whole, like, Jesus Christ, blah, blah, blah shit that she's talking? Because I don't see that. Talking about, you kiss my ass. All right, girl. So, anyways, I just hate the situation, you know, for that girl. And now we're moving on to Sarah. Not too much to say about that. They really just shot a small scene about Sarah. Malcolm is leaving or whatever. He's had a long weekend. Malcolm is like, I'm getting out of this motherfucker and I'm going to go get a drink because this has been a lot. Let me tell you what I think about Malcolm. I think that a lot of men can tell if your girl, like if another dude makes your girl hot, you can tell, okay? And so I think that Malcolm feels that Michael gets Sarah hot, if you know what I mean. So I think that that's a big part of his, like, insecurity. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, you guys have had relationships where you know that your partner, or if it was your ex or whatever it was, like, you know, that they have a physical reaction, you know, around their ex. And how Michael talking about my doo-doo, you know. So Sarah missed that DD and she'll get that little snack whenever she wants. So, anyways, I think that Malcolm is not for her. Like, I'm just not feeling it. So what I think Sarah needs is, like, Sarah needs a little gangster just like Michael. She needs a motherfucker just like Michael that just gets into a little less trouble and cheats a little less. And I swear she would be happy. I feel like Malcolm is too sensitive for her, too calm for her. Like, Sarah also is not, I'm not buying her personality on the show. If you can tell, her real accent and the way she really talks, like, busts out a little bit. And you have to think about this. Sarah is a waitress, and so she's probably, like, you know, she's got that customer service voice, and you see that, but then you see a little bit of the real side coming out with her. And like I said, Malcolm is just too damn sensitive for her. I don't think Malcolm's hitting it the way that she needs it. You know what I mean? And so that's just not going to work out. And Malcolm is, like, getting it. So, you know, that's part of that. That is what it is on that kind of situation. So then we have Malcolm leaving and Michael pulling up. And, you know, of course, that was all staged. And, like, they made, like, the car noises. Like, oh, the Audi's just, you know, just getting the fuck out of here. And Michael's coming. And I want to tell you what tripped me out about Michael. Michael, how many times you pick up your pants every day? I don't know about that, man. He just, like, that's just the way he walks. He's like, 1, 2, pick up the pants. 2, 3, 4, pick up my pants again. But he, like, locks the car. And every time you see Michael, like, you know, he rented these cars. Like, there is no production probably helped him out. Like, you know, Michael ain't got no car. And so I like how he gets out of the car and he, like, locks it, you know what I mean? Like that's his jam. That was not his fucking car. But anyways, and for now, they kind of cut that episode off in that. That's all we get on Michael and Sarah at this point. Of course, they're extending it to, like, next week, and like everyone's saying, Michael just be busting up in the door, and this week was no same. He opened the door, was like, Sarah, you know. So anyways, that's what we got from Sarah and Michael this week. So now we go back to Quaylon, and, you know, they pull that same screenshot again, and I know everyone is asking the same question. How does that message say more dick? So there's a couple possibilities. Either they video chat, you know what I mean? Or he did go to Chicago. Because if you think about this, so if Chevelle knew that this girl was from Chicago, and you can tell by the way her name, if she knew she went to Chicago, if this girl lived in Chicago, why is it that bad to throw him out? Did he go to Chicago for some reason and say something? Because it had to be something. I just don't feel like Chevelle would be that mad over a message from a girl that doesn't live there enough to kick you out and say you're broken up and it's been weeks. Like, Chevelle is so hardcore on Quaylen that I just don't. There's something about that story that, like, we don't know. But, you know, anyways. But, so they go to, and they have, Chevelle is in, Quaylen is in Houston. And they show him at the job, at the little barber shop. And, I like how, Quaylen is like, what about that smoke break? You've been an employee for 2 weeks. You cutting the bald heads only, and you talking about when is the smoke break, you know? So I thought that was funny. And I want to tell you guys something about Quaylen. If you look at Quaylen, look at his head. It's very, very narrow. It is very, very thin. And, like, I just need you guys to, like, look at Quaylen and imagine what he looks like bald. Because that is funny. Really, his hair is what really gets his image and makes him, like, look attractive, if you ask me. Like I said, y'all look at Quaylen and imagine him without hair. I'm telling you. So he's talking about he misses Chevelle. He misses her. Well, you got to think about it. He had to go to Houston. I don't think she gave him any money to go there. Then he had to start over another job, be in his mama's house, and he had to work. He has to work now, and then he has to wait 2 weeks for that paycheck. So, of course, he misses Chevelle, if you know what I mean. It's all about that wallet. But anyways, and then we go back to Chevelle, and we're talking about how Chevelle is talking to this guy. I think his name was Jade. First of all, this is obvious as fuck. Please do not lie to us. Y'all have been friends with benefits for a long time. That's just, like, super obvious. Just the way you talk about it. Obviously, y'all have banged. Y'all have banged on and off. Y'all stopped banging because Quaylen came home. Okay? And this guy, Jade, he knows everything. He knows about the show. He knows everything, you know, about Quaylen. So that's what it was. But I like how, like, they're on the phone, right? And he's talking about, I'm single now. And you should have seen her light up. You could almost feel her physical reaction, you know where, whenever he was talking about he's single. So I thought that was funny about that. In another part that they were talking about, though, that Quaylen was called Chevelle the relationship police. I thought that was funny. There's probably more to that we don't know. So if she is a relationship police, he must have, like, really, really, really made a lot of effort to talk to this little Chi-Town girl. Like, this was not an accident. This was not something that fell in his DMs. He had to keep it away from the relationship police. So that's fucked up. And if you think about it this way, Chevelle is pissed too, because if she's the relationship police, she's pissed because he got over on her because she was so intense that, like, you know, it was her. And you got to think about this too, guys. You remember last week, the stupid shit talking about delete the phone number, delete the phone number. Y'all be real. Quaylen's phone number is on Chevelle's account. Okay, so that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably another reason why she found it, because she was probably looking at the records, because obviously she pays for Quaylen's phone, all right? So I'll put that 2 and 2 thing together. And I do want to say about Chevelle is that Chevelle in this episode was looking good, girl. Maybe somebody cheating on you is good for you. I don't know. Like, Chevelle's never been, like, she's been put together, you know, in this season, but I'm talking about she's single Chevelle, got them rainbow nails. She is just, like, head to toe cute, okay? So, good for her. So then we're back with Puppy and Amber talking at the table, eating their little salads, and, they decide, you know, to call Vince. And obviously, guys, Vince knows about this. Obviously, the production told him. He knows he's on speakerphone. He knows he's being recorded. But I like how he's talking about he was prepared when he called. I'm just going to say that. But y'all, Puppy, that is a manipulative bitch. Like, for real. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. Like, I'm not. But I'm saying she was like a whole nother voice, a whole nother face. And like, she's talking to him on the phone, right? But that face too, I mean, Puppy knows how to manipulate the shit out of somebody. And she's got like levels of manipulation. Like when she first called him, she was like way down, just trying to be like the sweetest little thing you had ever heard. And then when he wasn't answering the way she wanted to, you know, she got a little less dramatic on that. And then spoiler alert, Vince is already engaged to somebody else. So she was probably listening, or he knows that she would know about that situation. And of course she was probably maybe a little jealous, the new host. So I think that, you know, Vince talking about, he's already working on that. He's already working on that adoption thing. You know what I mean? That was probably per the woman he wants to marry. And that's always like a big thing that nobody's understanding. Like we were never told that Vince was in the military. Sounds like he's in the military, but because I don't know what other job, if y'all know, like leave me a comment, but like, I don't know what other job you can get and like adopt somebody or marry someone and get extra money and that type of way, the way that it's presented to us. I don't really get that part, but, and another thing is the timeline. So apparently it's been 10 months since Amber got out, right? But Puppy said she's been adopted for 7 or 8 months already. And then first of all, if she was adopted, you know, Puppy would have been blowing Vince the fuck up for that money. He probably gave her some, you know, because I don't think that all those months would go by and go by and go by. Puppy knows they're on the show. She knows, like, they've been legally adopted. How the fuck that shit works, I don't know. But anyways, so she knows that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that was just a little play, like, for the show. But you can tell that, like, Amber, I always want to know how Vince and Amber had a falling out. But Amber was so, like, I don't even want to hear his voice. I don't even, whatever. Puppy would have played that shit all day. So, anyways, but my point is saying that, like, if Amber was adopted... So, we don't know how long Amber and Vince were together, is what I'm trying to say. Apparently, they've never been physical together. But if Amber got out 10 months ago, and Puppy's already been adopted for 7 or 8 months, I mean, I'm really not sure. Maybe it was just in process while they broke up. But I'm really trying to figure out what exactly was the timeline of how long Vince was actually there with Amber. And he lived in, like, another state, and he had to travel. And if he was in the military, you know, like, they would only give him a couple weeks or something, you know, that he could do something personal, and then he would have to go back to work. So, anyways, I think that, that whole situation, you know, like, I wish them the best. Like, Puppy and Amber have a lot stacked against them. They are talking about how, if they can live in the same house or not. That's something that I don't know why the fuck they didn't think about that shit before. They had time. Amber had time to plan out her underwear and her makeup, but didn't think about how parole was going to go, you know. But I did think it was super cute that, like, Amber had everything set up for Puppy. Like, she had a little hygiene bag ready, and it had all these little things in her little bag, and she had the boots, she had the jeans, she had everything, and, like, you know, Puppy walking into that restaurant was like, I'm going to the bathroom, you know, because she was in prison clothes. And so I understand that. And, like, I'm happy for Puppy to get out of jail after all this time and, like, put real clothes on and makeup on. Like, that made her feel banging. You know, that was cool. However, I am tripping about them talking about some hand sanitizer. What? You put salt in hand sanitizer and then you drink it. That's a doozy. But anyways, and I want to say that whenever Puppy came out of the bathroom, like, Amber was like, ooh, you smell good. And, like, obviously Amber bought her smelling stuff, but I'm just tripping that, like, listen, if they were supposedly like in love and always together and always doing you know what in jail, they really gonna get it on y'all because they got Vagisil now and they got good smelling soaps and perfumes and everything because you know in jail they don't give you nothing. In jail you were natural and the natural with the cheapie with the soap and stuff. So it's about to go downtown. And so then we go back about Destiny, and Destiny has her little friend come over at her sister's house. That friend looked like they met in jail. She didn't say that, but I don't know. I feel like they met in jail, and obviously, like, I don't know if they're really close friends, and the friend already knew about Sean, or they were just talking about it because of the show. Like, if they needed to like repeat that, you know, because of the show. So who knows about. Then they taking it back to Destiny. And I think that, first of all, that whole thing about Destiny using the card was, like, obviously, like, you know, her sister could have bought a $23, you know, pizza thing. And I'm laughing about, like, everyone knows that Destiny has, like, lost so much weight, and like it's crazy. Like her face and her neck is just like she's just like so dry. It's like you put a vacuum in that bitch and she just you know. But anyways, I don't know what's going on, but how you three bitches and y'all order one cheese pizza? But anyways, I don't know about that. I would have ordered like 3 pizzas and some wings and all that shit. But anyways, and then her friend, y'all. Her friend knew she was going to be on the show, right? Her friend signed the waiver and like, you know, was mic'd up and all that stuff. She had a damn ponytail like a Teletubby. Did y'all see that little Teletubby little thing, little half thing she put there? I don't know. That needs to go away. She could have spent that time making that Teletubby ponytail and put makeup on. But anyway, it's just KP's little thing. And I think that, like Destiny, you know, was telling the story with her sister and her friend about how she couldn't handle Sean and his baby mama. Well, maybe you can't handle Sean and his baby mama. Like maybe you don't understand the dynamic about that because you have 5 kids. You don't know, you know, that obviously is not a part of your life. So maybe you don't understand how co-parenting goes. So, you know, at the end of the day, we just cut that off as you being naive and all that. Even Kelly talked about in interviews afterwards that she would go days without calling Sean. Like it wasn't this like huge thing, if you know what I mean. And so, and I think the thing about him is that they're both players, guys. Like it came out that Sean was trying to talk to 3 prisoners before Destiny. Okay. And like, she's a player too. So they're both players and they're trying to just get one over on each other and just, you know, one is trying to be the smart one or whatever. So anyways, and I don't know how Destiny was talking about how I left everything for Sean. Bitch, what the fuck did you leave? He picked you up outside in prison with your little bag. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think you had other option. I don't think that was a thing. So you talking about you left everything you had. We not buying that, okay? And so, we know that, you know, it's just about that money and just how she acts like that. So then we're going to shoot back again to Andrea, right? You know, Andrea, after knowing about what Lamar did with the kid, she drove fast as a motherfucker. You know, Andrea, like, I don't think she made them stop signs. Like, I don't think she yielded. Andrea was ready to bust up with Lamar. So, I do get the part, though, the one part I do understand is Andrea was talking about how she is a mama bear. Like, that's cool. Like, I get that. You know what I mean? So, that's the one part, like I'll give you, or whatever. And so she busted up, and I love how, like, okay, so she's calling him, and you know, when she's like, Lamar, come here, you know, her heart is like, boom, 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 I'm gonna kill him. Anyways, I love how she's like, did you lie to me? What'd you lie about? And he's like, what? What you mean? I mean, that was like a played out, like, that's not the first time he's lied to her. Like, his playing dumb was, like, super good. And so, and I love how, like, Lamar's brother was like nervous as fuck. Like he was like, hell nah, this is not going down here. He knows how crazy they both are. He knows how toxic they both are. I know he's probably seen them fight. I'm sure he's seen them fight or heard about it. So he knows like how real and how they throw it down. And so, and if you listen to this scene, guys, there is like dogs barking. All right. If you are yelling so loud and you're so loud that you got dogs, and it was more than one dog that was barking, like dogs going crazy, like, you know that was for real. So anyways, I was interested though that Lamar made the comment about how he could get life if he gets into trouble again. That's pretty for real. And I'm glad he realizes that and is like looking out, you know what I mean, for himself. And he doesn't want to go back to jail. Like Lamar really seems like he's trying to get a career. He's trying to get things going. He's trying to be stable. Like he was done. He's been in jail for years and years of his life. He's in his 40s. Like he's calmed down. But I'm laughing because in this scene, she's like, you gotta get that blunt out of my face. And I didn't see a blunt. Maybe I didn't catch it, but I didn't see a blunt. Andrea, you need a damn blunt. That's what the fuck you need. You need a blunt. That is your problem. Why don't you just accept the blunt? Lamar's always with the blunts with his friends. You need some. That's what the fuck you need. Maybe if y'all both smoked a blunt together, y'all wouldn't be killing each other, trying to kill each other all the time. Think about it. If you think about it, God gave you weed. God, you know, that was a present from God. So, you know, all that holy stuff, God gave you weed, girl. So, anyways, nobody wanted to go home in this situation, right? Lamar, like them kids didn't want to go home. Lamar didn't want to go home. Ain't nobody want to go home with that lady. And that cracks me up a little bit. But they are just toxic, and the toxicness like was really coming out, you know. But he's scared of her because she was already like to the car, and he was like, "Yeah, bitch," you know what I mean. But you could tell by the way he acted, like he totally, you know, answers like that, and that's just the, you know, the thing that he does. So the very end of this, we're almost at the end of the show. We have Sean checking on the credit card statement, and like I said, this shit is fake as fuck again. You know she's been getting gas. You know she's been getting cigarettes. You know she's been using that card. You could probably track everywhere that she's been going. And you just want to check about the pizza? Whatever. You know, how you convinced that dude to give you the address? Oh, no. I don't think you're worried and trying to figure out where she is. I think you're worried. You want that address because you want to see if she's cheating on you. Like I said, they're both players. So, you know, you're just trying to see if she's hooked up with somebody else. I don't really think that was like an out of concern thing. It's just about trust with him. You know what I mean? So, anyways, then they just go back to Chevelle, and they're talking about, it's obvious that they're gonna bang. It's so obvious, like I said. No one's telling me they haven't banged before, and they're just sitting there like, giggle, 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 giggle. But in the back of their mind, it's already been 2 weeks, all right? So Chevelle's hot. And they were both in relationships, and now they're both single at the time, so they were both waiting on that moment. But yeah, you know that they're about to bang, like you could tell. And you could tell by the way that like when they walked out and he put his arm around her and they were walking, that's not the first time they've ever done that. They've already, you know, done those boundaries or whatever. So anyways, they're just enjoying that they're both single at the same time. Very end of the episode, they go to, Sean is looking up flights, you know, to go to her court. I swear that shit was probably planned anyways, you know what I mean? Like, he knew he was going to go to court, so all that is just like some little planned shit. So, it's been a lot, guys. It's been a lot. It was a lot on the episode, so I even had to take this and cut a little breaks because, you know what I mean, it's just a lot going on. We'll see what happens next week. I think I was surprised that they didn't have Lacey on, but they'll probably do, like I said, the finale will be coming up. And so I think that they will, you know, play up the Lacey thing with the John next week. And that's been Life After Lockup this week, guys. It's been a good show. This show is amazing. It's just, you know, I talk about a lot how production has set up this show, but it doesn't matter. It's still real life about how people are in jail and how they meet people and how they adjust once they get out, and how people who have been incarcerated have to adjust in life and all the different ways that they handle it. You know what I mean? So super interesting. So I hope that Life After Lockup goes on forever. I feel like I saw something saying there was going to be another 15 episodes. Like I said, they've really like kind of merged the Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup, and just kind of they're just kind of chopping it up with like all the cast and as they're going through like the last year. So that's cool. You know what I mean? I think that's super great. And thank you guys so much for listening to me. It's been a good show. I would like to know your comments. Please if you like, Life After Lockup, subscribe, so that way you can see every week about the jam, about what's going on. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening. Peace out, y'all.